Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Uptown Tea, and today I've been dying to talk about Miss Courtney Clenney and the deceased Christian Obumseli. Okay, so now Courtney and Christian was in a relationship for 2 toxic years, okay? But just put it on the table. This relationship was toxic. And they fought all the time, allegedly. And on April 3rd of 2022, Courtney allegedly stabbed Christian Obumseli in the shoulder. Now, just a few months ago, her 4-hour interrogation was released to the public, and we were able to see from the time that she was handcuffed. I'm not going to say arrested. They only handcuffed her and brought her down to the station to basically get her to talk and tell them what happened. She didn't ask for a lawyer. She wanted to talk to her dad, who would then work out her lawyer details. And because her father was not an attorney, she was not able to speak to her father. But during this interrogation, Courtney admitted to flinging a knife to Christian, and it hit him in the shoulder. Now, I'm no medical person, but I know for a fact, like in the upper chest area, shoulder area, there is a main artery that travels to your heart. And most of the time you'll see people that get like PICC lines or have to get a port to administer medicine or chemo. They usually use that big vein right there. So when she claimed she flung the knife, it happened to just stab him right there. Now, I don't know if you all had seen these pictures online of the actual crime scene. There's blood everywhere. There's a picture of the actual knife. It is completely covered in blood. And this woman here, who also is an Onlyfans model, was like completely covered in blood. Okay. She's reportedly made about $3 million from OnlyFans. So she was well off. She had a little bit of money. And Christian, he was a cryptocurrency trader. He had been doing that for about 7 years. So he was pretty good at what he was doing, and he was also making his own money. Now, Christian, somewhere along the line, got the idea to start recording these arguments and fights that they've been having, where she was caught calling him the N-word and telling him that she wants to kill him. And there's been several. This is not the first stabbing incident. She's actually stabbed him at least on another occasion. She's been arrested in Las Vegas. This relationship is just very, very toxic, and it's just so sad that it actually had to come to an end with Christian's death. And you know what? He loved her, even though this situation was toxic. He repeatedly told her, like, I want to work things out. I basically want to work things out with you. And they would get together and break up and get back together. And this time it just like literally ended in his demise. So Courtney testified that she threw a knife at him, but the coroner during the autopsy found that it severed an artery, which led him to bleed to death. And they also found that it was thrusted in a downward manner. So it couldn't have been flung at him. So because if you fling something, it wouldn't be pierced down in the downward manner. Okay, so it had to be some force that that the knife was administered. During her interrogation, Courtney claimed that Christian was about 10 feet away. So it's almost impossible for that type of injury to happen if you're 10 feet away. Also, she claims it was self-defense, and that's why she was not arrested. Even though the homicide detectives had enough information to put her behind bars that day, they didn't. They went on to investigate her claim, do more, I guess, investigating, which they in fact need to do, and found that her story did not line up. Now, this happened April 3rd. She was not arrested until August. Mind you, she fled the mainland. She was in Hawaii at some swanky rehab facility. So during that time, she done transferred all her funds out of her name into her father's name and bought a home. Oh my goodness, like the audacity. And this is so her money won't get taken away, her assets won't be seized, they're no longer her name. So again, this woman is very, very cold-blooded, allegedly. In her interview, she claims she for damn sure did not stab Christian, which she did. She was like unraveling. She was unhinged. You all have to go and check the video out. I believe you can find it on Law and Crime Network. She is just very, very disheveled, honestly, to be quite honest with you. And the part where the investigators told her that, you know, Christian did not make it. Now that part, genuinely, she was in shock, because the whole time they kept telling her, oh, they're working on him. You know, they're still working on him. We don't have an update. And then, you know, the whole time they knew he had already passed away. This is a tactic that they use to get people to say exactly what happened. And, you know, when you're in a situation like this, you can either do two things. You can tell the truth about what actually happened, or you can lawyer up. In this case, she did not lawyer up because she was under the impression that Christian was okay. She thought he didn't need surgery. She thought the doctors were just, you know, taking care of him, blah, 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 blah. Turns out the whole time the investigators knew that Christian had died. When she found out Christian had died, she had an attorney present at that point. She wanted a hug. Like, how? Like, excuse me, ma'am? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, and that's what makes me know that, you know, she's a little cold-blooded. She was, you know, more concerned about her feeling at that point, you know. Also, she then went back to court to try to get bonded out. The judge completely denied the request for bond. She started crying in court, which honestly, I don't, you know, I'm not happy when someone is going through something, but I was completely happy that she was not bonded out. She was not granted any bond at all. She has to sit in court until her next trial date. Also, there is another court filing where she wanted to limit the amount of explicit content that we get to see from her phone. And I feel like, no, reveal everything, okay? Because a lot of the things that happened and they're recorded in Courtney's phone needs to be seen by the public. We need to understand why this happened to Christian. Like, my thing is, if you're in a toxic relationship, somebody needs to get out. It's never that serious. It's never that important where, you know, someone has to die. Like, if you're not happy, just leave. Just leave. And, you know, she could not believe that Christian had died because, again, allegedly she stabbed him on multiple occasions. This has happened before. And guys, remember, there's an elevator video of her completely attacking Christian, like smacking him upside his head, pushing him, grabbing his hair. All of this is a violent behavior. You never see him actually hit her. And I believe this happened all of the time. And honestly, I do believe, like, if Christian even put his hands on her, he was defending himself, okay? I cannot believe that he was beating on her. She has no pictures of any black and blues, in this volatile relationship. I think she had been the aggressor the entire time. And there's another thing that, she's constantly degrading him. She's been caught on, recordings calling him names, telling him that she swears to God that she will kill him. So I think that this is going to be a very, very interesting trial. Honest to God, this is not really looking good for Courtney. I really do wish her the best. But, everyone will have their day in court. Unfortunately, Christian's family will never, ever, ever get him back. He is in the dirt. He's, it's going to be almost a year that, Christian has been deceased. His family do deserve some justice. And, it needs to go to court and justice needs to be served. And these attorneys, the district attorney, the defense attorney, this is a hard case, to prove self-defense. It is. I mean, you have to have at least one claim, at least one picture, at least one statement, at least one witness that Christian, hit her. Now, they're saying that when these two were in Vegas, there was a, little altercation that happened in which Courtney got arrested for, because again, now she's throwing drinks, she's throwing glass at him. And when, the hotel staff came out to the hotel room, they witnessed hair on the ground. Okay. It could be extensions, it could be hair extensions. A lot of people wear hair extensions. So it could be her hair extensions. So all of this is going to be taken into court. I mean, that's the only thing that she can claim, that, could be possible, self-defense or Christian hitter. But I don't believe that she will get away with this, guys. I honestly believe Courtney is going down. And again, they're claiming that she didn't have any money. Please, they said that Courtney wired her father $1.2 million and bought a lavish $1.35 million home near Austin, Texas, close to her parents. Now, when you look at her parents, they look like they're pretty well off, but they also look very frustrated in court. Okay? Like, why are you doing this? We've raised you right. We've given you everything. And this is how you turn out. So, again, like I said, they definitely have money, because when the police came to arrest her, she was in Hawaii at some swanky rehab center after she checked herself in, claiming that she was having nervous breakdowns. I mean, if I was accused of manslaughter or murder, I would be having breakdowns on a daily, okay? So, that goes to prove that, she is a flight risk. She can leave the country at any time. Now, our lawyers are saying, oh, she doesn't have any money. Onlyfans fired her. Plus, she took all this money and bought a house. Okay, then sit in jail. Sit in jail. We do not care. Because at the end of the day, she admitted to stabbing Christian. Even though she lied and said she flung the knife, the coroner was able to prove that story wrong and said the knife was thrusted in a downward manner into his shoulder, which severed that artery. Now, guys, this is going to be a very interesting case. I look forward to it being streamed. I will come back with more updates. And again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. Please let me know if you have any questions. Drop some comments for me below. Please like, subscribe, and share this content. And if there's anything else that you would like to see, please let me know. Drop it in the comment section. But for now, thank you so much. Everyone have a wonderful day and many blessings and peace to everyone. Thank you.